welcome back to Studio 27 on this Tuesday morning, heading into the noon hours here in the Central Daylight Time Zone. And my condolences to Marcia Wallace. You know, she was the voice of Mrs. Crabapple. You might also remember her from the Bob Newhart Show back in the 70s. Well, she died over the weekend. I know I did mention it on yesterday's program, but I can't remember if it was on the CBS World News Roundup. But a great voice and a great talent has been lost. But will live on forever in The Simpsons, especially as Mrs. Crabapple to my generation and to the previous generation for her role in the Bob Newhart Show. I can't think of what her character's name was in that show. It's been so long since I've seen it. Well, coming up in a few seconds, I'll have for you news headlines, as well as the nationwide weather forecast, Kirksville, Missouri area weather forecast, news, and I already said news headlines. What do you say we take care of things you need to know? What's trending on this Tuesday? And we'll do it right now.
Yo, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Don't tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Don't tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna really, really, really wanna zig a zig.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
And here are things you need to know on this Tuesday, the 29th day of October. It is Internet Day, marking the anniversary of the first usage of the Internet to send a message electronically. It occurred on the state in 1969. New on DVD today, R.I.P.D. Remember that movie? I think it was with Sylvester Stallone, wasn't it? That's what's coming to mind. Monsters University, I want to see that one. And Damages, the complete series. I don't know that show. In news attack this morning, 4 inmates escaped from a jail in Oklahoma by crawling through a hatch in the shower. They are described as desperate, but clean and fresh. Smokers think of quitting on Mondays. If you're thinking of quitting smoking, it is probably a Monday. Oh, somebody's got a case of the Mondays. Researchers monitored Google searches for 5 years. Oh, that's exciting. And almost every week, searches about kicking the habit peaked on Mondays. Interesting. Well, I guess you survived a stressful weekend or are partying and you're back in the office. That would make sense. And finally, a couple other things here. According to some new numbers from Pew, 54% of adult internet users post original photos of videos online. 18% of cell phone users use Instagram, and nearly 10% use Snapchat. I've never used Snapchat, and Instagram is not available for my Windows phone, and my old Android phone didn't have enough space to run Instagram, so I've never really messed with it either. And I've thought about checking out Snapchat. Hopefully it has a Windows app that I can try out here. And finally, some husbands never see their wives naked. Oh, this is a fun topic to research. New research shows that 1 in 6 married ladies don't let their husbands see them nude. 1 in 6. That averages out to about 17%. Well, nearly half of those women said the reason was because of their insecurity about their bodies. A third said it was because of issues with their sex drive. Interesting. I don't know. I'm not going to comment any further on that. It's just something for you to think about on this Tuesday. Let's take a look at what's going on in the world of news.
Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news.
And in news headlines today, it's something I wanted to talk about in the opening segment. Then I decided to wait until this segment. Federal judge strikes down Texas abortion law as unconstitutional, to which I say, yay! A federal judge yesterday ruled that abortion restrictions passed by Texas lawmakers in July of this year are unconstitutional. The regulations would have kicked in today and required that abortion doctors have admitting privileges at hospitals nearby their clinic. The judge ruled that the new regulations impede on the rights of physicians to treat patients as they judge best and impede on the rights of the patient. to which I wholeheartedly agree. If you want to bring out a counter-argument, be my guest. Gunther's House of Friends at gmail.com or on Skype at G800-486-8437. Violence in Iraq hits a 5-year high. Violence in Iraq was at its highest point since 2008, and residents are scared to leave their homes. Violence in the country has made some residents fear bombings or kidnappings when they venture outside their homes. The death toll this year has reached 7,000 people, as 66 people were killed this weekend alone in suicide bombings, car bombings, and explosions. And finally, U.S. military dedicated first monument to dogs who served. I saw a segment on this. I believe it was on NBC Nightly News last night. But the U.S. military dedicated its first monument to dogs who served beside soldiers in combat. The 9-foot-tall bronze statue, built with private donations, bears the words, "Guardians of America's Freedom." It stands at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas, and features several dogs and a trainer. The U.S. military dogs have sniffed out everything from poison gas to bombs as far back as World War I. I know the politically correct term for bombs now is IEDs, improvised explosive devices, but I will still call them bombs, okay? I have no problem with political correctness, but sometimes I think it goes a little too far. And those are news headlines for today.
Serious rainfall happening with these storms. Like we're talking, just say like we're talking.
Now let's take a look at the nationwide weather forecast, which you can get 24/7 on my website at tinyurl.com/Gunther's House or tinyurl.com/GuntherMobile. Click on the weather link or on the weather button, and you can get the weather forecast again for the United States 24/7 by going to those various links. Snow in the west. Severe storm threatens the plains regions. Starting out west, the winter storm continues to swirl around the Rockies through tomorrow. Snow continues to accumulate in the mountains of southwest Montana, eastern Idaho, as well as northern Nevada, Utah, and Colorado. The heaviest snow should fall in western Wyoming and Colorado. Additional accumulations of 3 to 10 inches are possible in the western parts of Wyoming, with 8 to 18 inches forecast in the Colorado Rockies. Another 1 to 4 inches of snow may fall in the mountains of northern Nevada, east Idaho, and southwest Montana. Rain showers from the storm fall in the lower elevations of central Nevada, east Utah, east Colorado, north Arizona, and northwest New Mexico. Temperatures will remain about 5 to 20 degrees below normal for the rest of the region through today and tomorrow. Elsewhere in the forecast, let's see here. Highs in the 20s, 30s, and 40s are expected from Montana to the mountains of Nevada, Utah, and Colorado. Highs in the 50s and 60s are expected from the northwest to California and the northern parts of Arizona and New Mexico. Warmest highs will be the extreme southeast part of California, southern Arizona, and south New Mexico, with highs in the 70s to lower 80s. In the south, isolated severe thunderstorms are forecast in western Oklahoma and northwest Texas, again later this afternoon and evening. The cold front from the Rockies winter storm charges eastward tomorrow, increasing the threat of severe thunderstorms in western and central Oklahoma and central Texas. Thursday, the threat area is the lower Mississippi Valley and eastern Texas. Damaging winds, hail, and isolated tornadoes are possible each day. Due to the slowness of the storm, the system rainfall could be quite heavy at times. Matter of fact, widespread rain amounts of 1 to 3 inches are expected in the high spots, of 4 to 6 inches in the lower Mississippi Valley, eastern Texas, and eastern Oklahoma. The remainder of the region should be dry. Temperatures will be warm across the region, with highs in the 70s in the north, 80s and 90s in the south, through at least Thursday. Here in the Midwest, a winter storm in the Rockies again pushes an area of snow, rain, and thunderstorms from the plains to the Great Lakes and mid-Ohio Valley region. Light snow and snow mixed with rain falls from the Dakotas to northern Michigan, with no significant accumulations forecasted. Rain and thunderstorms occur from Nebraska and Kansas to central Michigan and western Indiana. A few of those thunderstorms may be strong enough in southern Kansas to produce some gusty winds. the whole system shifts into the plains tomorrow and the Midwest Thursday with heavy rain, showers, and thunderstorms. Severe thunderstorms are forecast in southwest Iowa, southeast Nebraska, central and eastern Kansas, and northwest Missouri tomorrow. Thursday's severe threat extends from the Great Lakes to the mid-Mississippi Valley. Primary severe threat is damaging wind gusts, although hail and isolated tornadoes are also possible. Chilly highs in the 30s and 40s from Nebraska and the Dakotas to central and north Michigan today. Milder highs in the 50s from southeast Nebraska to the lower Great Lakes. Warmer 60s and lower 70s stretch from Kansas to the Ohio Valley. And finally, in the northeast, much calmer across the region than a year ago when Superstorm Sandy was making its landfall in New Jersey. Dry conditions with a mix of clouds and sun are expected for this year. Highs mainly in the 40s in New York and New England, and in the 50s and 60s from Pennsylvania and New Jersey to the Virginias. Some light rain and snow showers will move through upstate New York and New England late tonight and tomorrow. No significant snow accumulations are expected. Another area of showers will move into West Virginia and Western Virginia tomorrow. And that, my friends, is a look at the nationwide weather forecast for this Tuesday morning, just 4 minutes away from Tuesday afternoon. The Kirksville, Missouri area weather forecast is calling for cloudy skies for today. Chance of showers and thunderstorms have pretty much ended. However, there's still the possibility of some rain and thunderstorms between now and 3 p.m. The National Weather Service cannot write. Why can't they just say a chance of showers and thunderstorms periodically throughout the day? Highs today in the mid-50s, east to southeast winds at about 10 miles an hour. Rainfall amounts of 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch are possible. For tonight, cloudy skies, continued chance of rain and thunderstorms. Lows not changing a whole lot in the lower 50s. Southeast winds at about 10 miles an hour. And then for tomorrow, rain and thunderstorms likely, much warmer. Highs in the upper 60s, lows in the mid-50s, with south to southeasterly winds about 5 to 15 miles an hour. For Thursday, continued chance of rain and possibility of another thunderstorm. Highs in the low 60s, lows in the lower 40s, westerly winds about 5 to 10 miles an hour. And then for Friday, mostly sunny skies, highs in the mid-50s, lows in the upper 30s. Colder for Saturday, highs in the low to mid-50s, lows in the mid-30s. A little bit warmer on Sunday and Monday, with highs in the mid to upper 50s, lows in the lower 40s. And that is a look at the nationwide weather forecast, as well as the Kirksville, Missouri area weather forecast for this Tuesday. Now, let's take a look at Doppler radar. Yes, I dropped my phone and cough in your ear. And let's see here. I'll pull up the radar. It'll just be a few seconds here, folks. And take a look at the Des Moines area weather radar for this late morning hour. Seeing some spotty showers, mainly to the south and southwest of Lamoni, as well as some scattered showers around Des Moines and Atlantic, Iowa, and much of northern Missouri at this point is mostly in the clear in terms of any significant rainfall, and all that precipitation is continuing to move to the north and northeast at roughly about 15 to 25 miles an hour. So it is a very slow-moving system, to say the least. In the meantime, let's take a look at conditions across the Show Me State. And at last report, I tell you what, we'll wait till after that updates, because I don't think I have new stats yet. Nope. I'll read that after, what do we have coming up? Today in history and celebrity birthdays in a few minutes, right after the Writer's Almanac with Garrison Keillor and the Composer's Date Book from NPR coming up in just a moment. So stick around. More, okay. Yeah, okay, now I hear you. I don't know if you can hear it, but it says it's charging. So who am I to argue with the cell phone, huh? Anyway, more of First Cup is coming up in a few minutes, so I hope you'll stick around for more of this program as I continue to talk through my nose as best I can, because my sinuses are plugged up. And thinking about calling the Roto-Rooter man to see if he could come up with any solution, because I don't really want to take any medicine for this. All right. Anyway, enough of my babbling. I'll be right back after these messages.